Our very first event after we have taken up the charge for ICI Chennai Center has been supported generously by Mr. Balaji K. Moorty, Executive Director Marketing, the Ramco Cements Limited. So I request Mr. Balaji K. Moorty to please deliver the address on right product for right application. So if we could have you on stage, please. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I also request Mr. Muralidharan, Chairman, to please join me on stage in doing the honors and felicitating Mr. Moorty with a memento. Sir, we request you to please.
Engineer R. Radhakrishnan, Secretary General, ICI Chennai Center. Engineer N.G. Muralidharan, a very old friend of mine, my erstwhile colleague from Ramco. Lovely to see you as Chairman of the Indian Concrete Institute, Chennai. Engineer S. Suresh, Vice President, ICI South. Dr. P.R. Kannan Rajkumar, Secretary, ICI Chennai Center. And today's guest speakers, to listen to whom we are all here this evening, the Dean of the Industrial Consultancy and Sponsored Research, IIT Chennai, Dr. Ravindra Gettu, and Dr. Ashwin Mahalingam, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, IIT Madras, Chennai. The distinguished office bearers of the various chapters of ICI in Tamil Nadu, distinguished structural consultants and engineers who are present here, ladies, gentlemen, and my own lovely colleagues from Ramco. Wish you all a great evening. Right at the outset, I must extend my hearty congratulations and felicitations for the incoming new executive committee team. It's wish you a very, very happy and great tenure in your new field. I must thank on behalf of Ramco Cements all of you for giving us the opportunity to be here with you and giving us this brief slot to talk about the right product for right application. Because in Ramco we have believed that what we do must have relevance to the environment that we are operating. It must have relevance to the common man for whom we are making our product available. The Indian cement industry has a history. It comes with a baggage. We went through the control era, then we went through partial decontrol, and now we are looking at the decontrol. In the 50s, the Indian cement industry talked about the 33 grade cement. We fought that war of strength for about 2 decades. And the 70s saw the advent of the 43 grade, and we fought that war for another 2 decades. And then in the 90s, we saw the advent of the 53 grade, and that war continued. I remember my erstwhile chairman, he's passed on, he's no more with us, telling me that when he visited the Idukki Dam in the 1970s, when the Idukki Dam was under construction, that they were mixing fly ash with OPC cement. So he asked them, he said, why is it that this is being done? And they said that we wanted to make a denser concrete, and we wanted to make sure that there is not even a single hairline crack appearing anywhere. In the 1990s, when the 53 grade war was being fought, the one thought that engaged Ramco's mind was, are we doing the right thing? We are not for a moment saying that an OPC cement is not important, but then what are we doing? How are we going to address this issue of, for every ton of OPC cement that we produce, we are releasing 1.5 tons of carbon dioxide into the atmospheric air? Is OPC cement at all necessary for every single little construction that is happening in the country? People were very shy at that time to come out with a blended cement, which would address the need of a majority of the construction that was happening in the country at that time. And we felt that here was an opportunity and brought Ramco Super Grade at that time, which was a blended cement. And we tried to address the needs. In fact, we became a mockery as far as the competition is concerned. They went around saying, oh, we don't produce blended cement, we produce 100% cement and 0% ash, was the byline of their advertisements. But then that helped us to establish blended cements in the market. And we are very proud to say that what we started in the 1990s today has become a reality, because the Indian cement industry, who was producing 80% OPC, 90% OPC cement at that time, is today producing 80% of blended cements. Somebody had to take the lead. We took the lead. And we are happy, very, very happy about that. Subsequently, one of our plants has also received the 4-leaf award from the Ministry of Science and Environment for being the only cement plant in the country to be declared as an environment-friendly cement factory. In 1998, we felt that there was a huge need. Cement was being sold as a commodity, and we felt there was a huge need for bringing technical services to the doorstep of two people. One was a common man. We needed to help him to understand what cement is all about, what concrete is all about, to educate him with regard to the right construction practices. And the other is to respected consulting engineers, structural engineers, and the engineering community, the civil engineers. Because the challenge you faced, you dream, you create a wonderful project, with your skill, with your knowledge. And then you are depending on a whole lot of people working in the construction site to translate that dream into reality. And the challenge that you perhaps were facing at that time was, are these people really following the instructions that you are giving them? And that is where we felt we could act as a bridge for you, as a cement company, to go to the construction site and make sure that we work with the masons, we work with the construction workers, construction engineers, civil site engineers, and teach them the right construction practice, the right mix to follow, the right water-cement ratio to be used, etc., etc. So thus was born our Technical Services Division in 1998, and it has gone from strength to strength, and it continues to exist and perform its role in a much more bigger way. We also felt that there was a huge need for establishing a research center. We were not quite happy with the research center that existed in the factory. We felt that we need to establish a research center independently. And thus was formed the Ramco Research and Development Center, which has come in Chennai, which was established in the late 1990s. Many of you may know about it. Those of you who don't know, we welcome you to visit the center. We are doing some wonderful work. We have had the privilege of even working with IIT in some of the projects. So we'll be very, very happy to share our knowledge there. And a lot of work is being done in that. More importantly, our commitment to quality can be seen because the research center independently accesses Ramco cement from bags, from different markets. They don't take it from our own factory. We take the cement bags from different markets, get it into Ramco Research Center to analyze and test and see whether we are conforming to the quality standards that we are claiming to the consumer. So they really act as a watchdog for our own company. For the first time in India, what we are trying to do is we are trying to change the mindset of our cement dealers. A cement dealer still thinks that he is selling a commodity. Cement is not a commodity. Cement has specific needs, and a specific application needs specific cement for its application. Now, we are also trying to make the consumer aware that cement has to meet certain quality standards. And we introduced this concept of every batch of cement that is being sent from the factory is accompanied by a test certificate. So, of course, the project customers have access to test certificate from the company, but a common man who's buying cement has no way to access test certificate from the company. But we make sure that these test certificates are made available in our dealer's shop. And we have educated our dealers to go through these test certificates. There are so many parameters in those test certificates. We have tried and educate them to try and, so that they in turn are in a position to explain to the consumer. Yes, are they fully educated? I wish I could say so, but we have started. We've just scratched the surface. We have a long way to go. What we teach them lasts for about 2 months, 3 months, then we have to re-educate them and then re-educate them. But there is a silver lining in the cloud because we find that a lot of youngsters are now coming into the cement industry. They're quite passionate, they are more educated, and they're consequently able to understand things a lot better. Our journey in the field of blended cement continued. In the early 2000s, we realized that the corrosion losses in the country was close to 75,000 crores per annum. And therefore, we looked at various other opportunities. We were looking at slag cement in a big way. But the problem, with cement like slag is that it came with a baggage. The baggage is that it is a slow-setting cement. The strength gain is going to be slow. And then you are competing with, in the field where, people were still talking about OPC and the quick gaining of strength. And therefore, we had to engineer a cement which had all the qualities of a blended cement, the advantages of slag, yet, which had the initial strength gain. And that is how Ramco Super Steel was born. Now, every one of this product that we have created has been created with the specific needs of the consumer in mind. During the 2000s, we established our dry mix division. This is a special division that we have established in Chennai, which developed, for example, we have 5 or 6 different varieties of tile fix. These are tile adhesives, which are produced here. And then we have multiple types of plaster. We have the specialized external plaster, the internal plaster, the self-curing plaster, waterproof plaster. Multiple varieties of plaster are available from the dry mix plant, which is in Sri Perumbattur in Chennai. These cannot be possibly carted across different markets, but it's available for the Chennai customers. We have the tile grout, the wall putty. So these are all multiple products we've been able to introduce specifically for different applications. In 2014, we introduced this particular cement. You may not have heard about it, called the Ramco Superfast. This is, again, specifically developed for the precast segment. Any solid block, hollow block, they have a very peculiar requirement where they demold after, in 24 hours, and then they take it to the construction site in a tipper and unload, and they cannot afford to have even a little breakage in the edge of the block. So it has to be a rapid hardening cement. And I'm very, very proud to tell you that wherever these precast segment is there, Ramco Superfast is the market leader, and it's absolutely loved by the precast manufacturers. So this, we make sure that it is used only in the precast segment and not in the construction segment. Subsequently, we continued with our research, and we felt that Cement was again used, the same cement, it became, used for multiple applications. Same cement for plaster, same cement for concrete, same cement for foundation. There was hardly any difference. So we brought Ramco Supercrete, a cement specifically for concrete. Now, concrete, the challenge was that, people were wanting a very quick setting cement with a quick strength gain, but at the same time having the advantages of a blended cement in terms of durability and strength gain over a period of time. And we brought this wonderful product in 2019, and it's come to stay. It's being accepted very well in most of the markets. All people have to do is use it once, and then they become converted to a Ramco Supercrete user. So I earnestly urge all of you to try this in case you have not tried it. It's amazing cement for you to use. Subsequently, this is the baby that was born on July 30th of this year, Ramco Superplaster, a very revolutionary non-refractory plaster and brick mortar, primarily meant for plastering, as the brand name suggests, and as well as for your brickwork. We felt that you don't need cement or plaster made out of high-strength cement for plastering purposes. Plaster is not bearing any load. What it requires is very good adhesion. It has to form a nice monolith along with the surface on which it is applied. It must have amazing pull-out strength. It must have amazing ability to apply easily. It should have good coverage. It has water retention property, with the result when the mason actually applies this plaster, unlike cement, cement quickly hardens, it absorbs the water, and the mason will not be able to smoothen the plaster easily. Then he will again add some more water, again smoothen, again water, and a huge amount of rebound loss. This doesn't have a rebound loss. And this, once he mixes, that mix is good enough for him to do his complete application. And what's more, we have introduced it in 25 kg revolutionary pack for the first ever time in India. It's not a 50 kg bag, it's a 25 kg bag. Very easy to carry in construction site. And therefore, this guy also doesn't mix unnecessarily extra mortar and keep it. And then he doesn't have to tie a 50 kg half-used bag overnight and keep it the next day for it to form granules. So this is an amazing new product, received very, very well, and wherever it has been applied, and most important feature is crack-free. It is crack-free. So you must try it. It comes in light color, so therefore it becomes advantageous for you to finish with a putty, and painting becomes a lot more simpler. So this has been the journey of Ramco thus far. We strongly believe that we are not in the business of making just cement. We are in the business of building a nation. We are in the business of meeting the requirements of the customer. We are completely committed to the carbon emission policy of that we are all looking at as a group and as a nation. More importantly, these kind of products, so many multiple products coming from the stable of Ramco, it's not easy to make it because every product needs separate silos. So we have a huge infrastructure in every one of our factories. So every product will have to have a separate silo, and you need to build more and more silos in our multiple plants. And that is how we've been able to do it, which comes with a huge lot of investment. So gentlemen, thank you very much for giving Ramco an opportunity to be with you this evening. I want to assure you that it gives us great privilege. I want to make this open offer to ICI, that wherever you are, whatever you do, any number of meetings, it doesn't matter which venue, what platform, we are ready. We welcome you with open arms. In case you think Ramco can be associated with ICI for any of your meetings anywhere, just call us. We are ready. Thank you.